Going to break down the Bulls win over the Orlando Magic. We're going to get into all that and more right after this.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily podcast on the Chicago Bulls, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. That's Pat, the designer, host and creator of the Windy City Breeze. I'm Haize, host and creator of Chicago Bulls Central. We're just a quick live today to react to the game. Bulls get the dub over the Orlando Magic. Pat, how you feeling?
Good job. It was a game you were supposed to win. It was a game that you did win. Good job. It's good to see him finally do this. I'm not overly excited on this. I'm not losing my mind on this. I'm not reading too much into this because this is what you were supposed to do to the last two teams. I like how the Bulls played defensively. You also have to take into account that the second of a back-to-back, I believe it was for Orlando. You didn't see a lot of the starters closing out that game, but you didn't see a lot of the starters because the Bulls starters did a good job defensively on them. But for the most part, right, like I'm not losing my mind over this game one way or the other, right? I think I'll ask you, right, like, good game, good win, right? The Bulls finish out this week 2-2. You said before the week started that would kind of be your threshold if you feel good or bad about them. But with the games that they lost, how do you feel coming out of this week 2-2?
Bro, that's the same as it came coming into the week. I mean, the Bulls, we know how good they can play when they're on. The thing is like, I just question their heart and desire to be on as consistently as they need to be on, right? That's what it boils down to. And while they did get a good win, still in this win, they allowed the Orlando Magic to get a lead down to 6. They still ended up winning big as far as the number wise, but it shouldn't even been that. This should have been a game in which we talked about how we got to see Marko Simonovic, Dalen Terry, and Malcolm Hill check in the fourth quarter. So, there's still some of that. But like I said, I don't want to poo-poo on the Bulls, like getting the win against a team they should have got the win against. They just need to continue to build off this. And this should remind the team, like, how they need to play. P. Will having a big game both defensively and offensively today. Him and DJJ did a good job on Paolo this game, man. I love the defense because it was primarily those two guys guarding them. And I love the defense they played. And P. Will showing some swagger, dunking on Paolo and then leaving his hand up, bro. Like P. Will with the swag, bro. Swaggy P.
Hey, first off, he's still trash, and I'm gonna keep saying that. Gave his career. I have to do it apparently. Every time I call him trash, this man turns into one of the best players in the NBA. So he's still trash. But I ain't gonna lie to you. When he held the arm up, I was like, what he got a little bit. And here's the thing: hit him with a move before he did it too.
Yeah, then with the shimmy.
Hit him with the eye, and then Paolo couldn't recover. He was stuck a little bit. What are your thoughts on the week that we've seen from P. Will? I mean, of course, the win over the Magic, right? He played well for the position that he's been put in, right? And I think the thing that I love that I'm seeing from P. Will is the fact that, remember, right, like we were talking about, he's getting plays drawn up for him or not, and it's like he's able to make an impact without it. I feel like now he's making an impact without just having plays drawn up for him. He's just, I'm down here snatching these rebounds and we taking off. I'm down here finding the open shot, knocking it down. How you feel about P. Will?
I think the thing with P. Will is that while he's at the 4 position, while he doesn't have the best lateral quickness, his straight head speed is quick and that dribble is tight. And I want to see P. Will try to take more bigger players off the dribble because that is the benefit of playing him at the 4. And I think if he does those things and builds the confidence in that, we're going to see a solid P. Will over the last 10 games. P. Will, 12 points per game, 5 rebounds, 1.3 assists, so basically 1.5, 1 steal per game, right under a block per game. That's solid. That's solid production. That's what we need to see from P. Will for the rest of the season. He's averaging double digits for a season for the first time in his career as well. This is what we need to see. And I'm trying to bring up the January splits overall to see how he's played the month of January. So 12 games played in the month of January. And in those 12 games, he's averaging 12.6 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 0.6 blocks, and 1.1 steals, and doing so with only 1 turnover per game. P. Will's put together a really solid month.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it too, right, it kind of correlates to a lot of what we were talking about with him. That when you give this guy more shots, or not even. Let's not say that. When he takes more shots, because it hasn't been at times just giving him shots. He's had opportunities to take shots. When he takes more shots, he has more production. In the month of January, P. Will has shot the ball 10 times or more. Not always efficient, but 10 times or more. 8 times.
No, that's a nice stretch for him. Yeah,
I mean, like that's major. And so now you're starting to see him kind of play into the player that you hoped he was going to be. Listen, he's still trash, right? I'm still trying to use this mojo to push him to be the live up to the 4th overall pick. But I like what I'm seeing more from him. I think he's doing a really good job offensively engaging himself. Still at times defensively, I just sit there and look at him. I'd be like, what happened to the rookie that I had so much confidence in being like a Tony Allen level defender? Like, what happened to that guy? But I like what we're seeing. And you know what? I think this is a game where, as much as we've killed the Stars, I do have to give the Stars credit. Your Stars stepped up in this game in a major way.
Sure.
Go ahead.
No, and just getting everybody involved, moving without the ball, player movement, ball movement. But like you said, DeMar, Zach, Vooch, again, playing like a big three should, but also at times deferring, put other players in situations. Now, it did help a lot, the ball movement, having Goran Dragic back, which is something that I like to see Goran out there in the fourth quarter. That helped a lot as well. So, yeah, I like what we're seeing from the big three here in a game like this.
I will say, I felt bad, bro, because when I saw Goran hit the floor, I was like, has he been out the last couple of games? Like, he just hasn't played? Like, he has not played really at all. Like, I didn't even peep it because he wasn't on the injury report, was he?
Yeah, he's been on the injury report.
Has he been?
Yeah.
Fam, Goran ain't did something in so long. I didn't even pay attention to the fact
he's been out. That's why he hasn't done anything.
He's been on there, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. It definitely makes a difference for sure. I was like, man, Billy just ain't playing nobody on the bench. He must hate everybody.
No, just Andre. That's it. Just Drummond.
I don't get it. They got to be trading him. It literally makes no sense at this point. They got to be trading them.
Yeah.
I thought the starters did a really good job today, right? Like, I thought Io played them. Now, again, right, it's a give and take for me a little bit, right? I think that you play really well because Paolo shot 3 for 14. No matter, right, if you're taking a step back, if you're taking a foot off of the gas because it's a second of a back-to-back, it doesn't matter at that moment. You shot 3 for 14. You had a tough night getting defended. Mm-hmm. And if he had shot better, they probably don't take him out of the game. I think 2 things happen tonight, though, that you got to keep an eye on. One, I know that we don't like trading with the Magic after the whole Vooch thing, but the Bulls absolutely should be on the phone trying to see what Mo Wagner's got going on the rest of the season.
Mo Wagner or Mo Bamba? It doesn't matter. Would you take either at this point?
I would rather have Mo Wagner because I like Mo Wagner as a I would rather have him as your backup big. You know what I mean? Like, there's no questions if Mo Wagner comes to the Bulls, what position he's going to play, right? And I think he plays a role that you're able to really go out and get. You're able to really have somebody lock into, where Mo Bamba might get to a point where he's saying, I should be the starting center on this team. And whether you
I don't get that vibe from Mo. From Bamba, either Mo. Honestly, I don't think Mo Bamba would be the player. I think he just wants a role. As long as he gets a role, I can't see Mo Bamba being like, I should start. It's just what I get from him. But I'm not saying you're wrong.
I think he's really surprised that he's not playing right now.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he had the best career of the season of his career last season. I think anybody should be surprised that they're not playing. It's like, what more do you want from me? He should be Tyrese in the locker room every day.
What more do you want?
What more do you want from me? But to your point, Mo Wagner's putting up a really good season, averaging 10 points, 5 rebounds, almost two assists, almost a steal per game, and he's doing so only getting 21 minutes per game, coming off the bench, and he's shooting the ball 48% from the field and 31% from three-pointer. That's not bad for a bench big at all. And being 6'11", 245 pounds, that's not I didn't realize he weighed that much until today when I looked it up, because he moves pretty limber out there for his size.
Fam, I didn't realize how much older than Franz he is.
How much older is he? Is there a considerable age?
That man was drafted in 2018. Franz was drafted in what, 2020?
Just 2 years ago. This is his third year.
No, his rookie year was last year, wasn't it?
Because was Franz rookie year last year?
Yeah, because he was the pick that we traded.
Oh yeah, that we traded Vooch for. You're right.
So Franz is what, 21? So
Franz is 21, Mo is 25. 4-year difference.
I thought they were a lot closer than that. Now, listen, both still young, right? Like, it's not a slight. I just was surprised by that when I found that out today. But, yeah, if I'm the Bulls, I'm on the phone with Orlando in one form or another to see if they want to get rid of any of their bigs because they have all of them. Like the NBA's future of bigs are all in Orlando right now.
Listen, and they have to, especially if they wind up with a high draft pick. Like, God forbid they are able to get Wembanyama. They have to probably trade 2 or 3 of their bigs.
How many wins they got? They got too many wins for Wemby. They got they have
not necessarily. I mean, they're going to be in the lottery. I'm just saying if they get lucky, they're going to be in the lottery. They only have 19 wins on the season, so
they might be.
Yeah,
I think Paolo's going to play them into too many wins for them to go out there and get Wemby. But
I don't know, man. Paolo puts up numbers, but they don't always win a lot when Paolo puts up big numbers. So
that's facts. But yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of games versus some teams that he should win. I don't know if he will, right? Like I feel like this has been the same story of the Magic for 20 years at this point now. It's just like, hey man, like these mugs go out there and they be getting buckets. How many wins? They got 7.
Trade deadline. Bulls move Andre Drummond, the Portland pick. Some combination of that, Tony Bradley, some combination of those assets for either Mo Wagner or Mo Bamba. Is that a positive deal for the Chicago Bulls in your opinion?
That depends on Billy Donovan.
Hey, listen, I can't argue that.
Because honestly, right, like we could talk about all these deals that we like and that we want to get, and they'll be, oh man, you do this, we're gonna get this deal, and with boom, you know what I mean? Like we could talk about all of that. But if we get Mo Bamba and Billy puts him in the same position that Mo Bamba's in Orlando, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, if they put him in that same position, then that's bad. Like it's just wild the difference. Like Mo Bamba last year, 25 minutes per game. He played in 71 games at that. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1.5 blocks per game, shooting the ball 48% from the field and 38% from three-point range. He's played in only 38 games this season, started 5 of those games, and only played 17 minutes per game, only taking 5. Oh, by the way, those numbers that he put up on 8 shots per game. P. Will number of shots, but giving that level of production, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It is. And I think that's why it's weird, kind of the dynamic that they built there. But I don't know, man. Like I would like to see the Bulls make some moves for at least somebody on Orlando. I feel like there's so many names on Orlando you can make a move for, right? Like, is Jonathan Isaac a part of their future long term? Because now you have, right, Jonathan Isaac was supposed to be Paolo Banchero when Paolo Banchero was there.
They have a lot of depth at a lot of positions, and it's really just. And it's like at some point you have to make a decision on some of these players. Like they have so many young point guards down there. They have so many young bigs down there. Now with Jonathan Isaac being back and looking pretty good, it's like now you have to also look at it as like, hey, well, I guess Terrence Ross is probably gone at the end of the season regardless. So that's going to open up some minutes there. But they got some decisions to make down in Orlando. That's for sure.
Fam, I told you before when we played them last time. Like Orlando feels like it feels like they have too many point guards and too many big men. How's it possible? You can only have 15 players on your team. It feels like that. Like, I mean, Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz, like all 3 of them dudes are point guards.
And Fultz just got an extension.
You know what I mean? Like, it really feels like they have too many point guards and too many big men. And so they just out there running big men at the point guard position. The game started with Franz Wagner bringing the ball up the court.
Yeah, that's tough. And then a former, I don't think he was a lottery pick, but like RJ Hampton isn't even playing for this team for real. Like it's
RJ Hampton, a high pick, wasn't it?
No, that's why I changed it. He was 24th overall.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, still a first round pick though, but not playing at all for them.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, right? Bulls got to win that they were supposed to get. And let's see what we got going up against the Clippers, right? And here's the thing. We'll probably win against the Clippers. Can we build some consistency? That's the real question.
I mean, the Bulls are 12-8 in their last 20 and 4-2 in their last 6. Like, I get it. The losses have sucked, but I think sometimes how bad the losses have been that we can overlook the fact that they have been pretty consistent for the month of January. The level of play hasn't been consistent, but the winning has been consistent.
Hey, so y'all wasn't privy to this information. I told Haize, as soon as the Bulls start winning, you're gonna be okay again.
I'm not. No, I'm still not okay.
He was throwing hats the last game, and I
mean,
like, it's not as
yeah,
bad
but
as you think.
no, I mean it's still because that was just a terrible loss. I mean, we still need to see the Bulls win at that level for longer. Like we need to see another winning month, right? We have to win the month of February. That just goes without saying. If the Bulls want to be a playing team, they got to win the month of February. But I just think that the Bulls have been more consistent as far as winning. The level of play has been drastically inconsistent. And if they can get the level of play to be consistent, they'll take care of business. It's just, do we have faith in that? And this team has been so up and down with the level of heart and the resiliency that it'll be crazy to expect that from this team at this point until they show us.
How many games we got left?
Bro, I don't know. You asking me the math. I don't feel like mathing right now.
I believe we have 32.
So we played 49 games this season.
Dang, that's a lot of games for the All-Star break. Why does it seem like the All-Star game is so much later? Oh,
yeah, that's.
It seems like the All-Star game is so much later.
And I mean, we still got another 3 or 4 games before the All-Star break. We're going to be into the 50s of games played before the All-Star break.
That seems so much later. Was it that last year? I don't know. Maybe it was.
Well, we did have shortened seasons there for a while too. I think may have played a part in that, maybe.
So we would have to go basically. We played 49 games. We would have to go basically something like 10 and 14 to be 5 games above 500 to finish out the season, something like that. 11 and 14. Do you see the Bulls finishing out the season in a that's not even above 500 to finish the season? Do you see the Bulls finishing out the season in a top 6 playoff spot? Because 5 games above 500,
it's tough. So the Bulls have 33 games left, and they are 3 games above 500. Let's just say 3 games get you at 500. That means out of the last 30 games, they're going to have to win, more than they lose. So they're going to have to win at least 30 games. So they're going to have to win at least 16 games if they win the next 3. So that's a tough ask for any team. Like I don't think that they're going to be able to get in a top 6 spot. They're going to be, I think they're playing bound. And it's just if they can gain momentum to get up out of the play-in. So
it's tough, dog. Which would be hilarious, right? Because if they're playing bound and they can get through the play-in, we're playing top teams in the East, which we beat a lot.
That's true. That is true.
It's like are the Bulls?
So the Bulls have to go at least 18 and 15 for the remaining part of the season to finish with an above 500 record.
If they continue to play at the rate that they are playing right now, technically they should be able to do that.
Yeah, we'll see.
That might still entail you losing to a lot of trash teams. So it's really about just how you feel about it. You know what I mean? Like we'll probably go out and we'll beat the Clippers by 15 tomorrow or on Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah, we'll see, man. Bulls play,
and then we'll be in a neck and neck competition with the Thunder. You know what I mean? Like.
No, it'll be the Charlotte Hornets game. We play them next week again too. Like, watch us blow out the Clippers, and then Charlotte Hornets. We're down by 8 with 4 minutes left. It's like, how did we get here? But that's it, man. Short episode. We just want to get it live in, man. We'll get you a full episode in tomorrow. Well, Monday. Pat, any parting words? If not, give me your socials, brother.
Hey, man, follow us on everything at Locked On Bulls. You can follow me on everything at Pat the Designer. This team causes me to drink, and I'm tired of it.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. You guys can follow me at CEO Haize, CEO Haize. You can follow us collectively at Locked On Bulls. We out this mug. We'll see you guys later. Peace, y'all.
Peace.